Hello, everybody. This is Alberto Kennedy. I want to talk about empaths today. Since I have a lot of information, I want to share it with you. Um, okay, so what's an empath? An empath is a person that can feel energies from a person, a place, or a thing. As you know, objects can carry a spiritual charge. An empath can pick up on the emotions or a spiritual charge of an object. Now, empath is obviously connected to emotions, empathic. An empath can pick up on emotions. Emotions from a person, emotions from a place. You know how certain events, traumatic events, can charge an area, can charge an environment. An empath can pick that up. So, an empath is part of the psychic genre, the paranormal genre, and it is, in fact, an ability, a very powerful ability, as I continue with my notes that I'm going to share with you. Um, they can intuitively know, intuitively, your innermost motivations. You know how sometimes we tend to lie to ourselves about something that we feel emotionally charged about, but we kind of like are oblivious to our hidden motives, self deceit. Well, an empath will know exactly what you're hiding, even from yourself. An empath can sense somebody a million miles away. Distance is not an issue for an empath. And this is, mind you, all an empath does this instinctively. And a lot of people have empathic abilities. Just like everybody's psychic, everybody has empathic abilities, obviously to varying degrees. Um, an empath's ability, like I said, is beyond time, space, distance, matter. An empath, where they start crossing over into becoming a psychic sensitive, is where an empath can even sense the emotional energies from somebody that has passed on. So they can read the emotions of the dead. That's when you're really open. And unfortunately, with this ability, empathic ability, it's not a question of using this ability. The question is controlling it. You need to learn how to control it. Because what comes along with this gift, it's a bit of a cross to bear because you are also subject to the energies that you are receiving. Keep in mind what when I say energies, let's break that down. Energies is like light, like for example your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your past, and how you feel about that. All of that is what an empath is picking up. And it's a steady stream of information or data that they're getting, and that is energy. It's everywhere. You can walk into a room and you can feel the overall energy, which can be overwhelming for an empath. An empath also, unfortunately, is very, very susceptible to negative energy. Negative energy is highly toxic to an empath because an empath, they can sense this, they absorb it. They're constantly absorbing energy, mind you. When you're an empath, you're constantly absorbing energy. Energy is information, energy is emotion, energy is thoughts. So you can be bombarded with all these things, and sometimes for an empath, they'll be so emotional without any reason. And it's not that you're a manic depressive. It's not that you're depressed. It's not that you have a psychological issue. No, what it is that you are processing so many energies, so many thoughts, so many emotions from other people or the people around you or the people that you're connected to, that it's hard to just basically put it in place inside yourself. You can get lost in the emotions of others when you're an empath, and you have to reconnect with your base, your center. An empath would do well to focus on what is called transmutation. Transmutation is key to any type of spiritual discipline, mystic discipline, magic discipline, because what it does is it teaches you how to transmute energy. And basically, what that means is turning negative energy into positive energy, recycling it, purifying it, distilling it, and then projecting it outward, or using it to heal whatever you need to heal within your mind, spirit, body, and soul. That's and all that requires is meditation, thought, and you can do it that way. Meditation is great for bathing the mind. When you want to wash your mind, meditate. It's the best thing for you. And if you don't know how, learn. You can learn and find your own way of meditation. There's not one way to meditate, but empath really does need to meditate because you are channeling tremendous amounts of information and you need to chill out your mind. Another thing with the empath is that's a gateway ability because if you're an empath, you are going to evolve into a sensitive where you can start sensing, reading, feeling the dead. Because humanity and everything alive, men, animals, and whatnot, anything that generates emotions, be it instinctual or thought out, they generate emotions are energy. They're energy and information. It's what you're feeling. For example, when you are talking to somebody and you may have misspoke and you hurt somebody's feelings, and if you're close to them, you might feel it. You go, "Oh, I really stepped in it this time." Well, it's because that's empathic. You feel that other person's emotions, whatnot, and so that's what empaths do, but to a grander degree. Empaths, if you're skilled, they can feel the emotional energy, spiritual energy, not just from one person. They can sense it from an entire county, city, state, or country. You know, and sometimes that's why it's so overwhelming, and you have to learn how to filter what you're feeling. Being detached without being desensitized. And I know that sounds very difficult to do, but it's not impossible. You can do it. I try to do that as much as possible. And I used to work in the human social services industry where it was an absolute must. I didn't want to lose my empathy, but I had to be a bit detached so I could help them better from an objective perspective. Okay. Um, Empaths absorb a high amount of emotional, mental, spiritual energies from their environment, from the people around them, from the past, from the present, from the future, from the pasts of others. So again, filtering all that out is should be part of your game plan. An empath, like I said, has the potential to be a psychic sensitive, just as a psychic sensitive has the potential to become a psychic medium. One of the best ways I can tell you to help yourself out when it comes to empathic abilities for the empaths out there, you want to cleanse yourself. A spirit. This is where I add a little magic into it. This is what I do for me when I feel that I'm burdened with the energies of others and all that. What I do is I basically meditate. And what I do is I pray, but praying, I know it's not really a magical thing, and a lot of people feel uncomfortable about prayer. Okay, so an incantation, mantras, basically say, I dismiss all kinds of negativity. A Native American way to do it, very simple, very effective. Since you have absorbed so much energy, hug a tree. Be a tree hugger. Hug a tree. A tree is connected to the earth and it's pointing out. It's like nature's antenna, and so it basically absorbs energy too. So when you're touching and when you have contact with a tree and you hug it, it's absorbing everything that you have taken on, and it's just basically dispersing it into the earth and into the sky that you do not really need. So even hugging a tree doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a big ceremony. So this is what I have in terms of empaths. Thank you to my friend Byron who brought it up. And I know a lot of friends of mine are in fact empaths, and I hope this information helps you out. Thank you, and if you have any questions, let me know. Okay.